friends, Dree here with CVV Entertainment with a House of the Dragon review. As you can see with my clothes getup, I am a huge fan of this type of content. Sci-fi, fantasy, and action. Oh, how I love it. And House of the Dragon absolutely excites me. Let's dive right in.
House of the Dragon Season 1 Episode 6 review. Okay, first let me just give an overall outlook of this episode. Babies, 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 and people are going their separate ways. Okay, but before I even get started, first of all, I cannot unsee what I saw with Prince Argon standing outside of a window ledge, getting off butt naked. Okay, I can't unsee that, y'all. I'm trying. So I'm like, why did y'all put that in there? Like, why was that scene even in there? Like I'm like, it just zooms in on this butt, literally. And I mean literally, like that scene starts off with someone's naked butt. You're like, who the heck is this? And whoever it is, they were very, very slim. I was like, I was like, gosh, they're so slim. What is this? And then as it zooms in more and the lens gets wider, you can see that this person is standing out on a window ledge in broad daylight, getting off. Like, oh, why did y'all put that there? Okay, so here's my assessment on that. Because I was like, why? I understand Argon at this point, I think he's a teenage boy, right? So if you have any sense at all, you understand teenage boys, they do these kinds of things. I don't understand, why was he on a window ledge? Okay, like, so my assessment on that is like, okay, what's up with Argon? Is he going to be a nymphomaniac? I don't know. Oh, and pause. I'm giving this review. I have not looked at the preview for episode 7, and I have not listened to the director's chat. So I'm really giving this review just based on what I have seen so far for episode 6. But yeah, Argon, okay, what's up with you? Okay. Anyways, that's enough for him. Let's move on. When I say babies, okay, let's jump right into the juicy stuff. So, Rhaenyra is having kids by her guard. All right. So, Sir Kirsten did not die. He's still alive and well. As a matter of fact, he is on Team Alicent now. He's on her side with everything. He's talking with her, and they've become friends. Nothing, intimate as of yet. In my opinion, as of yet, because I was already thinking the the last episode, I was like, Alicent, the younger Alicent, was so innocent and naive. I was like, maybe she need to go ahead and get with Sir Kirsten. But in this episode, okay, Alicent is no longer naive. I think it's been 10 years that has went by since the last episode. So she is no longer naive. She is comfortable in her shoes, honey. She is comfortable in her shoes and in her pearls too. Okay, she is like telling Viserys, sit down. All right, you can do this when I'm in my grave. I mean, she is just snazzy. All right, she is like. She has seen so much. At some point, when you have seen so much, you just like, you know what, enough is enough. But babies. So it starts off with Rhaenyra giving birth. And I'm like, oh my God, where's the epidural? Like, they didn't have epidurals back then, okay? So like, all this pain starts off with all this pain. But what's crazy, like, I was like, okay, you tripping. Alicent, you are tripping. So it's literally as soon as Rhaenyra has her baby, Alicent sends the maids to her and tell her that she wants to see the baby. I mean, she literally just had the baby. Now I have to be real, all right? I have to be real. Now, I said, now, what world could this really happen? Like, if you've ever had a child, okay, and the way that she had a child, well, it looks like with no medicine, and you just birthed a child and all this, and they were very graphic with it, with the sounds. Okay, okay, so Rhaenyra was like, okay, go ahead and get me dressed, and I'm going to walk over to Alicent's chambers, which is way the heck over somewhere else in the whole palace. I'm like, see, it couldn't have been me. It couldn't, I'm going to tell you for real, it could not have been me, boo-boo. Okay, after I gave birth, no, you come to me. I'm the princess. I don't care if you're the queen, honey. I would have. I don't. Ain't no way. But she did. And then I was thinking too, like, where is her husband, Lenore? So I noticed that. Also, I noticed that in some other well, again in this episode, I get to that. But I also noticed that with Viserys' first wife, when she was giving birth, remember he wasn't even in the room. He was out there looking at the, I don't know, some type of, I don't know, some warrior, that Jolston thing that was going on. So Rhaenyra's giving birth. I'm like, where's Laenor? Typically, right, your husband or whoever, the father, would be there by your side, and it's okay, baby. Oh, push. Okay, so I was like, okay, this is weird. But maybe back in those days, maybe the men did not come into the room for that, but nowadays, of course, the guy can go in there, push, baby. I got your head, baby. Push, baby. I get your head. Anyway, that did not happen, honey. So Rhaenyra goes and give birth, and she's like, I'm going over to see Alicent. And she's bleeding inside. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is unreal. But okay, it's fantasy. And so her husband, I don't know, he pops up. I mean, he wasn't even anywhere near the room. Okay, he pops up. And oh, is it a boy? Like he's coming out from some other place. I don't know where he was coming from. He was nowhere. He didn't even look. I don't know, honey. Anyways, I don't want to. So anyway, he walks with her to see Alicent. I don't even know the so let me just jump to the real, because y'all can go look at the episode, but let me just jump to the hot stuff in the episode. Rhaenyra's having babies by this new guy that's like guarding her. So remember, Sir Kirsten used to guard her. Remember, she was sleeping with him. Now he was gonna kill himself, and Alicent stopped him. So now he is Team Alicent. I've already said that. So there's a new guard that has to guard Rhaenyra, and she's been sleeping with him. She done had 3 babies, y'all. And she's been getting it in with him, all right. And here's the thing, right? Because her husband, he's gay. He hasn't changed, okay? He hasn't changed. He's gay. So I'm wondering, like, either her husband don't even do it with her, don't have sex with her, or yeah, I'm assuming that because he's gay, right? So he doesn't have that desire to do that. And so I'm thinking, like, okay, I get it. Like, first of all, it's just a sad situation to be in. It's like, gosh, golly, I'm so glad I'm not living that life. You know what I mean? Like, she's married to someone that's really not into her at all. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, he's gay. So imagine the sex life. Imagine just, and it's been 10 years. I mean, how I'm just going to be real as a woman. It's like difficult. Like, if you're in the same house with a man, and you mean to tell me you can't even be intimate with him, and it is supposed to be your husband? So yeah, she had to turn to, and I forget his name. It's so many names now, y'all. It's not like simple names like John, Mary, Joe. I mean, these are names. I think his name is Sir. I know his last name is Strong. Is it Harwin? Harwin, I believe, is the new person that is guarding Rhaenyra, right? So like I said, she's been sleeping with him, and she had 3 babies by this man. Now here's the kicker, all right? Come on now. Again, come on now. Rhaenyra, girl. I know Rhaenyra's a character, but I like Rhaenyra, girl. Come on now. The one, Sir Strong is olive skin and black hair, dark hair. So she got a thing, all right, for olive skin and for dark hair, because that's where Sir Kirsten is as well. Now, come on now. These boys, and clearly in the episode, the boys don't have the white hair. Now, how both of y'all, you got Rhaenyra and Laenor with white hair, they full blood, whatever, dragon blood, and your babies come out looking totally different. I mean, come on, it was just it's so obvious. And unfortunately, her father, he's been like that through all the episodes. I've noticed he doesn't want to accept the truth. I mean, there was one time he did, when he had to accept the truth that Rhaenyra was like freaking around. That one time she went out with her uncle, and she was doing whatever, and she was freaking with Kirsten. But overall, he's like an ostrich. He likes to put his head in the sand. And so, but long story short, basically what's happening is Rhaenyra's having babies by Sir Strong, and her father is along with the funny plan. I call it funny because, like, come on now, the babies don't even look like the father. More should be on that show. They should put more. I'm 99% sure that you are not the father. But anyway, but Viserys is just trying to be like, okay, so what? We're gonna go as if this is Rhaenyra and Laenor's kids, and they're not. Clearly, they're not. So he's in this fog, and he's really in this fog. Like he's really talking like, "Oh yeah, but this is good for the family." So let me jump to another juicy part. So here's the thing, because people are talking. I mean, come on now. The boys don't look like, come on now. So everybody knows this. Everybody in town knows this. They just not saying anything because of Viserys he's not, he got his blinders on. He refuses to admit these things. So basically what I'm thinking is like Rhaenyra has put herself in a tight situation. I mean, you've put yourself in danger. You put all your kids in danger, because everybody knows that is not Laenor's kids. So, it's going to be a big stink about, do they even really have the right to the throne? Because they're trying to portray it like, oh, like if they were to really have kids, that they would, really, really have the throne through this tradition of blood. That's their tradition, right? And so everybody noticed. So you're putting them in danger. People people want to uprise. They're going to want to kill them. I mean, come on. So anyways, Rhaenyra, it starts to sink in. Like, I don't even understand, girl. What was you thinking? Come on now. But it started to sink in. And so then she tries to reach out to Alicent and makes this gesture saying that, oh, one of her sons can marry one of her daughters. Back then they keep it all entanglements. And there's entanglements all between the brother, sister, uncle, cousin, all that. So anyways, and Viserys like, that's a judicious idea. He's like, that's a judicious idea. And Alice is like looking at it like, come on, girl. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to and Rhaenyra is like, oh, let's make peace. We're one house and this and that. Rhaenyra is trying to save her and save her kids. And Alicent is looking right through it, because Alicent is thinking like, no, my daughter is not going to marry somebody that you've been having kids with the night. You know what I mean? So it's sinking in. And so anyways, at the end of the day, Rhaenyra and Laenor, they leave. They leave where they're living. And Laenor has not, of course, he has his new boyfriend, honey. So he plays with his boyfriend with the swords. I mean physical swords, okay? And he has his boyfriend. They go out on the town, they come back drunk and stuff. They be having a good old time. But Rhaenyra does mention, and she goes back to that when she said, you remember in the last episode that, hey, we're going to get married, we're going to do our duty, but we're still going to date who we want to date. And they surely have. But Rhaenyra, you had to go out here and start having kids by these people. But I don't know what her situation could be, because it's like, your husband is probably not really doing it with you. It's just crazy. So anyways, that's that. What's the other thing that really, okay. I want to talk about this little sneaky guy here. I don't know his name. He's a gossiper. He's the one that's gossiping all the time. So he's real close with Alicent. And let me get his name, y'all. Let me get his name. Larry Strong is a gossiper. That's the one. I don't know. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. I think he got something going on with his feet. It's kind of like whatever. He's not like fighting. He's not like a knight or anything. But he is what's being portrayed, in my opinion, is like he's good with his brain. You know what I mean? Maybe it's like, okay, it's kind of like that. The typical we can see in these types of movies, like, hey, maybe they were injured or whatever. They can't physically do this or that, but they're very manipulative and smart and conniving in the mind. So that's what this guy is. He's a gossiper. He befriended Alicent. They eat together. He basically comes back and tells her all the scoop. So the only thing I want to say about that is like, okay, a person like that, honey, if they are telling you everybody else's business, you had better believe they are going to be telling your business. What I need for the church to say amen. So I can't wait to see how his little role evolves, because he's already trying to, he got something going on. I can see where he wants, he's trying to get his foot is in the door. He's trying to keep his foot in the door permanently. That's what he's trying to do. But anyways, I hope she's careful. So anyways, okay, let's talk about my baby. I can't. I should have started off with him. my baby Damon. So they still kept Damon. So here's as you know, they've changed out the characters for Rhaenyra and Alicent. So these are older characters to portray that they've aged. So it's going to take some time for me to I quote unquote fall in love with these characters, because I fell in love with the other characters. So I'm just really trying to warm up to them. But they kept Damon, so I'm already in love with him. And as a matter of fact, they didn't even make him look that much older. So I'm still really in love with him. So anyways, Damon has married Lena, right? Remember they was eyeballing each other at the party in the last episode. So they done got married and had some babies. I don't know, 3 or 4 babies. They had 3 babies. But here's the sad part. And this is also happened, and was it the first episode? Now, I have never seen anybody give birth like this. Okay, so in this episode, most time women are on their back with their legs, up and whatever, the baby's coming out. Honey, she is on her stomach like she a quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, I'm serious, y'all. That's the best way I can describe it. She's like, and I'm assuming because maybe she was having such difficulty getting the baby out. So that makes sense, right? Maybe you have to go with the law of gravity. And so, but unfortunately, I don't know if it was a boy. I think it was a boy. So it was the same scenario where the person who was helping deliver the baby comes to Damon and says, the baby's not gonna baby's not gonna come out because it's not coming through. And so either here's the choices: you gotta kill, basically cut the baby out, and that would of course kill the wife. And so Damon asks about that. But what was I'm kind of scratching my head. Here's the thing. His wife, Lena, I guess she knew it. She knew that was going to happen. She goes out to her dragon, and these dragons only obey their each one of these Targaryens. They have their own dragon, and that dragon only obeys their command. And there's that one command. I don't know. Don't give me the line to say what it is. Draconian or something like that. I don't think it's draconian. Ain't that something that? I don't even. Lord, where's my mind at draconian? But it's anyway. And that whatever she says, there's a word that she says that the dragon will spit out fire. It's so touching. It really is. So Lena comes out to her dragon and gives the command. Oh, I just want to cry even thinking about that, because the dragon kind of looks at her. It's like, no, I do. I almost feel like crying right now, because it's like the way that they did that. You can see it in the dragon's eyes, like the dragon did not want to do it, but the dragon, and she kept saying it, but the dragon knew that, he had to do it, or maybe it's a she had to do it. But it's unfortunate. Again, Damon comes running out. Damon doesn't, it's like, no. But see, here's the thing. I don't understand this. If Lena was already made up in her mind that she's going to die, why not? I guess because okay, why not just go ahead and let them do what they need to do to get the baby out? Yes, she would have passed away. But if you're going to come out to your dragon and ask your dragon to breathe fire on you and turn you into a crispy critter, why not just go ahead and have your baby? It was almost like, you know what? No, if you can't have both of us, you can't have. If you can't have, it was almost like she was sending a message to Damon, like, you cannot choose one or the other, or maybe she didn't, maybe that was the whole thing. Maybe she didn't want him to have to choose. So she chose for him. But it just still don't make sense to me, because I'm like, naturally, like I feel like naturally, if you're a mother, because I feel like you're a mother when she's that far along that you're ready to deliver, you're a mother. All right, you've been carrying that baby, and it's like if you know that you're going to give childbirth, you're going to pass away, but if there's a chance for you to save the baby, why not save the baby? I don't get that. So like I said, maybe I'll listen to the director chat and I'll understand that. What else? Those were the major things. Unfortunately, the King's Hand resigned, of course, because there's some bias there, because the King's Hand, his son is that knight, Sir Strong Harwin, I believe his name. He's the one that's been knocking Rhaenyra up. And like I said, these boys their kids are growing up, and people can see that. So, so basically, he wants to resign, and Viserys does not want him to, because Viserys, he's just all about, like, let's just keep the family together. He has this, like, dude, listen, your daughter is messing around. Like, come on, man. Like, dude, get it together. But anyways, long story short, the king's hand, he doesn't resign, but he says, okay, I'm going to take my son, which is the one that's been having the babies with Rhaenyra, back to wherever they're from, so he can rule, because that's his heir. Now, here's the thing. I'm going back to that. Little gossiper, Laurie Strong. By the way, Laurie Strong is also Sir Harren Strong's brother. And that is, I believe that's also their father that was a king's hand. Yeah. So they're related. Now, he is so conniving. Let me tell you how conniving. You got to watch this man. All right. Now, that's his brother and his father, now that I think on it. He went to the jail cell, honey. He got the worst of the worst ones. I'm talking about murderers, all that. He went to the jail cell and said, hey, I'm going to make a deal with you guys. I got something for y'all to do. Because if not, y'all just gonna get, y'all have the death penalty. Basically, y'all have the death penalty. If you don't want to die, I'm gonna need for you to do it. So, long story short, they do it. But honey, they had to get their tongues cut off. And I guess that's so they can never talk. They can never, ever, ever talk or snitch. They can never snitch, right? So they get their tongues cut off. And long story short, it's a group of them, and they go to where the king's hand was going, where he lived. And basically they put that whole place on fire, honey. They burned the king's hand. They burned Sir Strong, the one that's been sleeping with Rhaenyra and had the kids. They burnt them dead. I don't think Rhaenyra knows that just yet. So anyways, that's that. Yeah, that's my review. I think it was kind of even keel this episode, but I definitely see how things are going to be probably eventually turning up over the next 2 episodes because everybody went their way. Daemon, his wife is out of the picture now. Rhaenyra and her husband and his boyfriend. Rhaenyra said, you can bring your boyfriend. Bring your boyfriend with you. So that means Rhaenyra is still going to find some booty call somewhere because her booty call is gone. And now they moving and leaving out. And Rhaenyra tells her husband that he can bring his boyfriend. Rhaenyra gonna be looking for a new booty call. That's like, boom. Honey, she gotta slow down. Rhaenyra is, Anyways, so they go their own way. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I kind of know already what's gonna happen because I think I was last week. When I'm looking at, I look at other reviews and I ran across something and it's I haven't read the book. But anyways, it was something I was already thinking anyway, but I'm not going to say it. But I hate when I run across stuff that kind of already tells me because I really want to be surprised. Because I will leave you with this hint. What I'm thinking is this. Technically, Rhaenyra hasn't given birth to an heir because their tradition is by full blood, right? So I'm like, technically, her kids are not heirs. So how is this legacy going to continue? Because, honey, I don't know what's up. Argon, I'm still traumatized by that. By him hanging on the window ledge, doing that. I feel like they put that in there for a reason. And he was looking at some girl. He was out here fighting. They were practicing to fight. And he started looking at these women. He's a teenager, but there's just something about why not be in your bed and do that or go in the bathroom? Why you got to be out on the ledge in the daylight in the open air? Something is creepy. See how I'm doing this? I feel creeped out. On that note, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this review. I probably left out some stuff. I don't know, but go take a look at it. I'm going to go back and look at what's going to happen in the next episode, listen to the director's notes, chat. So anyways, I will see you next time. Bye.